Hey everyone, welcome back. On February 26th, Larian just released a new update for patch 8, bringing a new round of bug fixes and gameplay changes. Let's jump right into the announcement. So Larian says, hey friends, update number 2 for the patch 8 stress test is rolling out to participating players. We've now tackled an issue affecting crossplay, which means players in the stress test will now be able to fully test crossplay with friends. Another wave of invites will be going out this week, so keep an eye on that mailbox. That is awesome news if you haven't gotten in yet. And if you're already in and want your friends to join you, request an additional Steam or PlayStation 5 stress test code by heading to larian.com/account/connected, linking your account and requesting a code for a friend. That's awesome. Xbox players can take part by downloading the Xbox Insider Hub app, becoming an Xbox Insider, and joining the stress test from the app. If you've been tinkering around in the stress test for some time now, Larian would love to hear how you're enjoying it. Fill in the feedback form found in your access email, or if you're playing on Steam, click on the banner from the game launcher, letting Larry know about how you've been enjoying photo mode, testing out the new subclasses, and mentioning any bugs you've come across will help get patch 8 in shape and ready to be released for everyone. Want to report a bug? Click here. I'll put that in the description below. So next up is the full list of changes in update number 2 for the patch 8 stress test. Little spoiler warning, proceed at your own risk. So gameplay changes, here we go. Fixed a bug preventing you from clicking and dragging objects. Awesome. Fixed an error when joining a game via a friend invite from Xbox. Fixed war magic being active before extra attack, forcing the player to use a bonus action before getting access to other extra attacks. That's actually interesting. Eldritch Knights now properly use free extra attacks before their war magic attack. Sounds like some good fixes there for Eldritch Knights. Fixed free cast getting enabled again after you unequip a piece of equipment. Now this is actually pretty big. You could essentially get infinite actions by equipping and unequipping clothing items, so shoes, underwear, or I think just like a top, a tunic, camp clothes essentially. Every time you unequip those and re-equip them, because equipping those clothing items doesn't take an action, it doesn't affect your action economy, and you can kind of just free cast after equipping and unequipping those clothing items. I did make a video about that. So that is probably going to be fixed. It says right here, it's fixed. So patch 8, that free cast exploit will be removed. Next up, fixed Valiant damage not triggering properly. Awesome. Fixed an issue with Shadow Blade spells and the Knife of the Undermountain King dagger not granting advantage against an obscured target. I actually found out about this particular bug from the Fix Broken Items mod. Knife of the Undermountain King doesn't necessarily even need to give that, considering how good it already is almost just as a stat stick for so many different builds, but very, very nice to grant advantage against an obscured target. Advantage certainly nothing to scoff at. Very, very nice buff. Awesome fix. Next up, fixed a bug where moving the controller sticks in specific directions wouldn't register any input. That's a good fix for console users or anyone who uses a controller. Fixed Jonal's gloves not correctly triggering the Defy Villainy passive that casts lesser restoration. That's awesome. One of my most recent videos, I actually talked about Jonal's gloves. It's something that drop off of Isabel. You don't necessarily have to kill Isabel, but most players probably miss those gloves, and I thought it was interesting that Defy Villainy, I couldn't get it to activate, couldn't get it to trigger. So it looks like they fixed that. Very excited to try that out. I actually think that's a very fun item. Updated elemental weapon to allow all damage types at all spell levels and include upcast benefits at levels 5 and 6. Can't wait to try that one out. Examining in-world surfaces with the pin tooltip keybind now correctly displays the tooltip. Awesome. Fixed a bug causing keyboard input to block if you spam the level up button and the escape key. That's interesting, but good fix. Fixed a potential blocker causing mouse input to get disabled when clicking an enemy's portrait as they die. Oh man, that could be annoying. Fixed a blocker when a follower or summon use the scrying eyes in the Iron Throne. Interesting. Fixed a blocker when you tried to use any item while your character was knocked down. Well, glad those are all fixed. Okay, moving on to photo mode. Fixed Mind Flayer tentacles T-posing. That is cool. Hopefully someone got some screenshots of those, but good thing it's fixed. Told the Swarm Keeper's Swarm VFX to play nice and show up in photo mode. Very nice. Fix the elemental myrmidons sometimes balling their fists up so tight in certain poses that their fingers clipped through the back of their hands. Don't you just get so angry that sometimes your fingers just clip through the back of your hands? Totally relatable. Fix the owlbear's pointing poses, making it look like it was tucking its chin deep into its chest. Awesome fix. Fix the field of view slider value sometimes jumping up or down in unexpected increments when clicking on the arrows. Oh, that could be so annoying. Good fix. Tutorial and notification pop-ups will no longer appear in photo mode. Awesome. That's right. That's gonna mess with our photos. Fixed the exit photo mode option appearing in English on controller when the game was set to another language. Good fix. Disabled physics for private areas in photo mode to avoid some distressing twisting and contorting when switching between poses. Man, that is interesting. How do you find that bug? I don't know. But good fix. Good fix. Overhead dialogues that have been triggered during photo mode no longer all stack above the characters' heads when you return to gameplay. Good fix. Resizing stickers will no longer affect their original position. Awesome. That's a good fix. Fixed body type 2 characters' left arms looking terribly twisted and emaciated in the shy poses. Awesome. You know, when I get shy, I also get terribly twisted and emaciated. Updated the position of the button prompts on controllers so they don't overlap in different languages. Awesome. Awesome fixes for photo mode. I can't wait to get into patch 8 to give that a try. Crossplay. Resolved an issue that was creating conflicts when enabling crossplay on Xbox. Awesome. Fixed the game sending you back to the main menu with a connection error pop up on PS5 if the console went to sleep. Good fix. Fixed a bug preventing PS5 players from joining crossplay games via the friends list. That's an important thing to fix for sure. All right, so changes to the subclasses, probably some of the most important changes in this entire update. So number 1, limited the booming blade cantrip so it cannot be used more than once per turn. Booming blade was, really just the most overpowered build in patch 8 stress test from what I've gleaned, what I've looked at. Booming blade probably still going to be extremely powerful. One of the biggest things I think about booming blade is that it can be chosen by playing a half high elf or high elf, and so it's just really great for martial classes. If you're unfamiliar with booming blade, what booming blade does is it strikes with your weapon, afflicting your foe with resonance that hurts them for 1d8 thunder damage when they move. Very, very strong. It was powerful because you could use it repeatedly. Now you can only use it once. It cannot be used more than once per turn. It sounds like you can still get your bonus attack after using booming blade. So it's still quite strong, but not nearly as strong as it was when you're using it multiple times per turn. Fixed some missing and mistimed VFX for spells when cast by blade singers. Awesome. Clarified the descriptions of Cosmic Omen's attack roll and saving throw reaction tooltips. Awesome. Fixed some missing bow animations for arcane shot. Cool. Updated the visibility of the VFX light source used by shadow magic sorcerers for the Eyes of the Dark ability. Very cool. Fixed a bug allowing you to infinitely switch your twinkling constellation for free. Okay, sounds like quite an exploit there. Dirty Trick Sand Toss now uses your dexterity modifier on attack. Not actually sure what it was before, maybe a different modifier. Fixed Swashbuckler's dirty tricks not conferring advantage when they should. Good fix. Added the new subclass spells to the Action Surge and Fists of Fury achievements. Awesome. Nimbus, the Shadow Sorcerer's Shadow Mastiff, summoned via the Hound of Ill Omen ability, can no longer go on his own little adventures and trigger dialogues when separated from his summoner. That could be very powerful for speedrunning, kind of summoning Nimbus to go on and trigger things for you, but no longer. The Hexed Weapon condition is now properly removed from equipped weapons after you respec out of the Hexblade subclass. They caught that one fast. I was definitely thinking about how similar to the Pact of the Blade Warlock, packed weapon staying after you respec, the Hexed Weapon condition sounds like that was also something that could be exploited in a similar manner, but no longer. Updated Piercing Arrow to always consume an Arcane Arrow resource, and updated Bursting Arrow to not consume more than one Arcane Arrow resource on hit. Good buffs there. Well, buff and nerf. And then it says here, rebalance the number of arcane shots that arcane archers gain at levels 7 and 10. Rebalanced. Is it more? Is it less? We're going to have to find out. Action resources gained by Blade Singers, Swarm Keepers, and Glamour Bards will now show up properly in character creation. Awesome. Fix the dirty trick Flick o' the Wrist spell missing its animation for dwarves wielding scimitars. Man, what do they got against dwarves wielding scimitars? Circle of the Stars druids can no longer enter animal wild shapes while already in starry form. I can't wait to play druid. I think they're going to be so strong in patch 8. Oh my goodness. Cosmic Omen will no longer linger after you respec with withers. Okay, sounds like another kind of subclass exploit there with respecking. Deepened Pact now works for Hexblade weapons if the Hexblade Warlock has Pact of the Blade. This is very interesting. I believe Deepened Pact with Pact of the Blade gives you extra attack, so it now works with Hexblade weapons if it didn't previously. Does this mean that Hexblade Warlocks now get way more attacks than previously? We're gonna have to test this one out. Very interested in testing that one. The Swashbuckler subclass will no longer force all weapons to use dexterity after level 4. Awesome. Fix the initiative bonus from Rogue's Rakish Audacity feature being +4 at level 9. Rakish sneak attack can no longer be used with disadvantage. Also updated and simplified the associated tooltips. That's pretty interesting. Rakish sneak attack being used with while you have disadvantage. Usually sneak attack you need advantage in order to use. Fixed the Reaper passive, letting you target the same target multiple times. Reaper passive allows your necromancy cantrips that only target one creature to target an additional creature. And so essentially the Reaper passive letting you target the same target twice made the Death Domain Cleric stronger than they should have been. However, would have been cool to try that out. I would have loved to, like, you know, double cast all those necromancy spells on a single target. Certainly a nerf that probably was needed, even though I don't imagine the Death Domain Cleric being one of the most powerful new subclasses, but a nerf nonetheless. Okay, changes to tooltips. Mentioned the damage that Corrosive Spit deals in its condition tooltip. Awesome. Updated the names of the condition tooltips for the Dilophosaurus, Wild Shapes, Corrosive Spray spell, adding Dissolving and Dissolved for clarity. The Tides of Chaos passive tooltip now correctly states that it only works for ability checks. Updated the Life Drinker tooltip to match functionality. It does not require Pact of the Blade. Rephrased the Hexblade's Curse tooltip to prevent the technical text plus proficiency bonus from appearing in character creation and level up. Very nice, yes. We don't always understand the technical text. The Acolyte of Nature passive tooltip now shows up in the character sheet as expected. Awesome changes so far. All right, UI changes. Fixed the new subclasses action resources not showing up when leveling up. Good change. In character creation on controller, fixed the left and right button prompts missing their opaque background, making it difficult to read the text on the tabs behind them. Good change. Fixed the audible voice not changing when you're previewing different voices in character creation. Yep, that's a must fix. Very good change. Fixed the controller UI not accurately showing when you're logged into your Larian account, which could cause crossplay connection issues. Fixed a bug in character creation where disabling heterochromia wouldn't actually disable it. All right, good fix. Fixed area names missing from the minimap. Good fix. Fixed the multiplayer session manager panel not populating properly for players that connected while the panel was open. Fixed the small preview of the color you've selected in character creation sometimes missing. Good change. Fixed a bug where if a user tried to join your session while you were filling out a user report, canceling the request would close the report window in the background instead of canceling the request. Interesting. Fix the body type slider, sometimes skipping through a choice on controller. Always annoying when that happens. Fix the context menu not opening properly on unselected items if you already have other items multi-selected on controller. Fix the no save games available message showing up in the background while the game is loading the list of saved games on controller. That can give you anxiety. Fix some settings that were missing their wraparound navigation functionality on controller when playing custom mode. Awesome. Updated the credits to include developers who have worked on the game since release, playtesters, and modding testers. Also updated the order of the voice actor credits to prioritize larger roles at the top. Fixed a bug causing an empty text input panel to pop up and block gameplay. Fixed the rename character field appearing blank in the Magic Mirror UI. Fixed in %% empty passive feature appearing for rogues during character creation. Good fix. Fixed a bug causing the minimap to disappear after switching to keyboard and mouse while having any UI accessible via the shortcut menu open on controller. Fixed some UI issues caused by the game continuing to accept controller inputs when loading a save game. Awesome fixes. And next is scripting. You should no longer be able to ask Shadowheart about her Shar worship after recruiting her at the Goblin Camp if you don't know about her faith. Good fix. Fixed a bug that caused Alfira to be retroactively murdered if that camp scene had played with Quill instead. Man, that is wild. Like, you go out of your way to save Alfira and then a bug retroactively murders her. It's like she was meant to die in that type of playthrough. But good fix, good fix. Shadowheart's wound flare during the Arabella scene in the Emerald Grove will not be considered to have triggered when Shadowheart wasn't present in the dialogue. Yeah, that makes sense. And then cinematics fixed the VO getting cut off prematurely for Githyanki and Drow characters entering the Shadow Curse lands for the first time. Awesome. Crashes. These are big things worth fixing. Fixed a potential crash when pressing to view more details on an item on split screen. Good fix. Fixed potential UI related crashes. Fixed a potential crash on PS5 when the game is left idle, and fixed a crash when attempting to open the game menu on controller while the pickpocket panel is open. Awesome. Good fixes. And then modding, the last section here. Fixed a bug causing the mod verification window to appear empty and preventing you from closing it if you get a warning about insufficient storage before it opens. applications, and you can now navigate between the left and right columns of the installed tab in the mod manager with a controller. Awesome. Improved character creation functionality for modded games, and the mod verification window will now also appear on PC for console related mod issues to account for crossplay. Awesome changes from Larian in their stress test update number 2 for patch 8. Can't wait to see more updates in patch 8. Can't wait to play patch 8. Check your mailbox. They're sending out more invites this week. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.